Hello, everybody. My name is Al Moore. I'm going to tell you about meeting Jesus, what happened to me. It's all a true story. I would take a polygraph test in a minute. Um, Jesus came to me, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay, I'll start out. When I was a 13-year-old boy, my mom and dad owned a bar restaurant. We lived upstairs. Beautiful place, huge apartment. Anyway, I used to go to church all the time. Well, at church they'd always say, "Well, it's so bad to drink. It's so horrible. It's so bad." Well, anyway, um, uh, one night when I was 13 years old, we heard a blast. My mom and dad and I ran downstairs. My mom and myself ran downstairs, and we saw my dad laying on the floor in blood. My dad was shot and killed. I failed that year in school. And all the people at church knocked people. I quit going to church. I was mad at God. I blamed it on God. Um, I didn't want anything to do with God. And all my life, I carried a grudge. Although I'm sure it was Satan, but whatever. Um, until about 6 years ago. Um, anyway, there was a friend of mine. My wife and I are singers. We had a TV show, and even now we wear wigs and we don't sound like the record. We sort of do like, we have the essence of it, like Elvis. I'll have a blow on the road again. Jesus gave me this gift. I said, Georgia, uh, you'll never find as long as my darling can't get enough of your love. Love on the rocks ain't no big surprise. I think God gave me a gift to sing because even when I first started, it was terrible. But anyway, to get on with what we're talking about, my wife's a better singer than me. Florida's Karen Carpenter at the Sheraton Hotel Circuit, and Bonnie Ray Jan. She's Shania Twain. She's a great singer. I'm just a good singer. Anyway, so I had a TV show. And I had a gentleman on, this Steve guy, I won't mention his last name, he's a minister in Texas and Dallas, I'll be honest with you. And anyway, of course, he moved there. And I was always doing big favors for him. And I'm not going to go into entire detail, but I did one favor I thought would take 6, it took 9. It had to do with his selection of songs. I had something to alphabetize, and I made books for him, and on and on and on. I fixed one of the big producers in Cleveland called me. I fixed him up with a place where a big dinner club where he was making $200 for 8 songs. Tom Jones and Inglewood. He's a fine singer. So anyway, uh, he came to Akron. Well, I was going to this karaoke, and I was getting to the point. I was even saying, well, no, I hate what you do, walk 2,000 miles to get an elephant and a tiger. I started being just a little even skeptical. That's how cocky I was getting. And anyway, Steve, I asked him, my friend was doing karaoke at an older folks' home, and these ladies were all religious. And there was about 15 of them. And I thought, I said, I want Steve, because Steve was so good, he even had pictures with Engelbert Humperdinck. And I could show you all this stuff, but I don't think it's necessary. If you go to YouTube, you can see it all anyway. Oh, if you want to see me on YouTube, my wife and I sing it, go to Big Al Sing 1. Big Al Sing 1. No spaces, number 1. Big Al Sing 1. And then all the stuff I'm talking about. If you want to see the picture, go to Big Al Sing 1 Wall of Fame. If we played on Carnival Cruise Ships, go to Big Al Sing 1 Cruise. If you want to see our TV show, go to Big Al Sing 1 TV. And by the way, I lost 100 pounds. And I think Jesus said it wasn't because of I tried. It was the corona did it to me. And I really think that Jesus was trying to keep me alive. But anyway, that's beside the point. So anyhow, I asked Steve to come and sing for these old ladies. I even had, we don't have a lot of money. I paid for the ink and the paper, and of him and Engelbert, and I wanted him to sign it and say, "God bless you." And even though I wasn't really religious, I was mad at God. Well, anyway, then years ago, I also tried to barter with God. One of my friends had cancer. I was working 70 hours a week. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have Kathy. And my best friend had an 11-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. And I asked Jesus and God to take my life. I said, "I'll give up my life. Take me. I'm serious. And if you need a body, please let my friend." And so I've learned that you don't barter with God. So anyhow, here we go. And I've got more and more to tell you about it. It's pretty crazy. And I know it's been 6 minutes right now. And this is all, man, it is so true. So anyway, I asked my buddy Steve to come and sing for the ladies. And I told him, I said, they're just a bunch of old ladies. It's not, if it would have been a Dallas Chillers, I think he'd have shown up. Anyway, all the favorites that I did, he did not show up. And I came home and I was very disappointed. And so I'm sitting on the couch. I have at the most 10 drinks a year, if that. I don't do drugs. I wasn't taking a nap. Kathy, my wife, was sitting in the chair. I was on the couch, sitting and watching TV, and we got big picture windows, So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, now people, I would never, ever lie to you. Why? I couldn't even fabricate something like this. Anyway, I see Jesus in my trees. Okay, so his arms are out like this. He's looking at me, black and white, but vivid, the best black and white I've ever seen. And the love I felt was unreal. And anyway, Jesus said to me, he said, "Oh no," I said to Kathy, look, Kathy, look, Jesus is in the tree. And it's the size, what I saw was like equivalent to a 100-inch TV. We have a 75 now. So it was about in the tree, black and white, like this. Jesus said, "You're not going to come to me, so I'm coming to you." And, whoa. So anyway, and he wasn't talking, black and white, mind. And I'm listening, and, and I'm just, the love I felt, I was just blown away. So if Kathy wouldn't have been here, I would have said, that was a dream, man. Because it just, and every single day I think about it, and that is the day that I accepted Jesus, because I would have never, and one buddy said, "Well, you were ready." No, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for anything. Now, just to confirm this, I go to dialysis, and there was a girl at dialysis who told me that she had cancer, she was dying, and she was ready to drown in the back. They had a lake behind her house, and she was going to commit suicide. And she told me that she was walking out, and God stopped her and said to her, "You're not going to come to me, so I'm coming to you." The same exact words. And I mean, we related. It was so cool. And I can't even think of her name right now. And I moved from that, what do you call it? But anyhow, okay, so here's some of the stories, the follow-up stories. And, if I got cancer tomorrow, I would not be one bit upset with Jesus. Oh, something else. On my computer, a month or two later, we're singers, and I typing out words. Okay, typing out. So I printed it out. On the back of these words was a picture of Jesus. And I said, wait a minute. And I pressed it again. It was a different picture of Jesus. I pressed it again, and I got more of them. I did about 6 of them. Well, I just put them together. I didn't really study them. Well, I wanted to show one of my religious friends. When I got them out, one was part of Jesus and a part. It was a double thing of Jesus. And I didn't do it. So I know this is so unbelievable. On planet Earth, something like it's so incredible. And if you have your doubts, man, if you can pay for my polygraph, I will be there, and I'm going to pass. And I'm not. I don't see pink elephants. I've never been in a mental institution. I'm a regular dude. I'm a regular guy, and I play chess all the time. My mind works good. I never phantom anything would happen like this. So anyway, here's some more stories. Jesus is taking care of me, and I don't know why. People, I haven't gone to church. I haven't been a good Christian. I don't think I deserve it, but constantly, and we don't have a lot. I'm always giving stuff to people, whether it's food or presents. If I can scrape up a few dollars, Kathy and I love to share. I love it, and even people. I always get. I'm a big time giver, big time, and I'm not going to go into all those stories because that would take a long time. And my fellow people at Dallas, I've given out a ton of stuff, and once in a while, my sister will give me $100, and she owns 5 homes, works a lot for them. So sometimes I'll take that and rather than buy me a pair of tennis shoes, I share. So anyway, anyhow, okay. One day, Kathy, my wife Kathy, Florida's Karen Carpenter at the Sheraton Hotel Circuit, Orlando, Fort Myers, Clearwater, Tampa, Newport Richie, on and on at the Holiday Inns on the Marquis. Florida's Karen. That's how good she is. But anyway, we were down the street. There was a garage, or not a garage sale, but a John Deere tractor sitting out. It was $1,200, and we had a bucket of bolts, and we saw a tractor, and I have friends that would loan it to me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't buy it for my sister, and I told Kat, I said, well, we'll find one someday. Although this is before Jesus, I never even dreamed. But anyway, one day I was going my way to Staples, and there was a garage sale. And the garage sale, I was there at 8. They didn't open until 9. So I went to the garage sale, and I had to go to the store. And I thought, well, do you want to go to the store or go the other way back to the garage? I thought, I'll go back. So I went back to the garage sale, and the guy had a John Deere tractor. And I said, is the John Deere? He said, we've got to be out of here in 1 week, my parents. And it was a beautiful home. They had a lot of money. And I said, what do you want for it? And he said, $300. And he said, it's a $7,000 tractor. And I thought, yeah, right, $7,000. I don't think so, but, I didn't care. $300, he started up, ran great. And it wasn't brand new, but it looked like brand new. And so anyway, brought it home, and we have friends, we had a billionaire and a millionaire bring food to us. We have a lot of friends with money. We don't have a lot of money. But anyway, we're in debt too on credit cards. So anyway, I'll tell you, his name was Dave Gensler. He owns Gensler Tool and Die. And who bought they own Briar Creek, these condos, it looks like a town. They're the Warmesers. Jane Warmison, John brought us over cornbread, and Ruth Gensler and Dave bought us over food. I think it was Belgrade's dumplings and chicken, or they dropped it off. So anyway, the same day. But anyway, Dave Gensler came over, him and his wife. They're multimillionaires. And when he goes to the auction, they call him the assassin. So I bought him shirts that say the assassin picture, and it was real cool. But anyway, in the summer, the average they bring us over between $1,000 and $1,500 worth of produce, and they'll say take tomatoes, and I'm ready to take. They'll give you cases of pears and potatoes and garlic and cucumbers, whatever. But anyway, they're out in the front yard, and we bring out the tractor, and he looks at me and he said, "Okay, that tractor there," he said, "Home Depot and Lowe's and all that, they make copies. They're parts of, but they're really not a John Deere." He said, "Where that came from, that is a John Deere." He said, "That's a $7,000 tractor." So I went, whoa. Okay, story number 2. Well, I'll start with the dog. Okay, one of our great friends, Neva, I'm going to say her name, Neva Gibson. She's one of the best singers in Akron over the years. She's into horses. She's a giver. We got a rescue. We thought it was 8 years old. It was more like 14. It died on us. We were devastated. His name was Spock, because his ears always stuck. I called him Spock. He was a Jack Russell, and he died. So I called Neva, my old-time friend. I said, "Neva, we need help. Can you find a dog?" She found one in Columbus. She was going to go get it, and they sold it. She found one in Cleveland, which is 35 miles away. She went and got it. It was $400. She wanted to pay for it. That's what the kind of friends we have. And I said, nope, no way. So we paid $400. That. We were all set up for a dog, and I told Kathy, we can't mourn this because we can't take it. So we got a dog immediately within a few days, and Bandit, we love him to death, and maybe I can get him to come over and let you see him. And anyway, on down the road, I told Kathy, Bandit could use some company. I'd like to have another dog. And she said, "What kind do you want?" I said, I wouldn't mind having a German Shepherd female. So anyway, Neva called. "Hey Al, this lady has a Jack Russell, another Jack Russell, and she wants to get rid of it. It's too hyper." And even our dog drove us nuts for 2 years. They're the most hyper dog. So anyway, I said, okay. So, anyway, like I said, I went back to get the tractor. Okay. So anyway, Neva called me, told me where she was. "Hey, Bandit. Hello, guy. You know what? I'll show you Bandit. That's my little buddy. And he's 2.5 years old. And Sadie outside is 1.5 years. Anyway, everything I tell you, everything I brag about. I used to bench 390 pounds too, by the way. No Dynabol, no steroids. But anyway, and now I can't even bench 135, I don't think. But anyhow, I went to find Neva at this house to see this Jack Russell. So I drove by probably close to a quarter mile, but she didn't have her truck. Well, I called her on the cell phone. I had to go back. So when I went back, I went in the house. It didn't look like a Jack Russell to me. It looks like a German Shepherd. So anyway, the paperwork says Jack Russell. Oh, Jack Russell and Jack Russell and Blue Heeler, which I've never heard of. Part of Jack Russell, and I'll tell you what, and even the vet thinks it's a German Shepherd. So, but right now, I'll put it under where you can find out. But we just got a DNA test through our granddaughter. It costs $70 to find out what kind of dog it is. So if it isn't a German Shepherd, I don't care. It still looks like what I want it to be. So anyway, I went back, and the paperwork says Jack Russell Blue Heeler, but it may not be. We'll find out. I don't know yet. So anyway, that's story 2. Story 3. Since we got this dog, we needed 2 things. We needed a fence in our yard because for the 2 years we have to use that cord, and it's a long, 30 foot for our dog to go out because it'll take off and run away. And same thing with her. She takes off running into the road. And so we needed a fence. So, but those cords, they're getting tangled up. They're getting around the tree. They're getting around the light out there. And we put up with that for 2 years with Bandit. Getting caught, we'd have to go out and freezing to get him untangled and to put that out in the cold. Anyway, now we just let him out. But anyway, we have a fence. So the lady next door said, she had a beautiful fence put in. And so we asked the guy, how much are they? And we're thinking, I don't know, a couple thousand. $7,000 for it was a nice iron fence, And we said, oh my God, we can't do it. Kathy said, at the most, I could have gone $3,000. So we go up the street and we see these big logs, driven into the ground. Fence, and I'm thinking, I'll bet that's $10,000. That is beautiful. We liked it better than the other fence. So anyway, we went there, and I said, Kathy, I'm dying to know how much they paid for that. So Kathy goes up the door, knocks, they're not there. We went back about a week later. We went up the door. Yeah, sorry to bother you. How much would, and who put, anyway, $3,000. Okay, so anyway, we're thinking, we like it better. And anyway, it's Amish. The Amish come out, and they have a tractor that drives, you know what? It only takes a minute. And I'll let you see Sadie. I'm making this video, so I might as well show you the fence. There it is, people. Sadie, you want in? Come on. Sadie. And here comes Sadie. Now, does she look like a white German Shepherd to you? Come on, girl. Come on. You want to come in? No? Okay. Anyway, and there's the fence. So anyhow, there's Bandit. So, at least, and everything I tell you, my wife and I had our own TV show. We played on Carnival cruise ships, and I already told you that. So, I would not lie or ever fabricate or do anything like that. To talk about this story, if it wasn't true, even though I wasn't a good Christian, now I am. And people, well, do you read the Bible? And I said, Jesus didn't ask me to read the Bible. If he'd asked me, I'd be reading it every day. He didn't ask me. He knows my shortcomings and the interpretation and everything. When I get to heaven, maybe I'll know everything there is to know. But, man, I am so close to Jesus now. But anyhow, okay, here we go. Story after story. Oh, and it took them less than 3 hours to put that in. They got a thing on a tractor and it just drives them in the ground, like a steak. So anyhow, we needed a bed. We had a queen-size bed, and you got those two dogs on. We had to have a king. So anyway, kiddingly, I said, Kathy, well, Jesus will take care of us. And to find a king-size bed at a garage sale, I've never seen one. So anyway, we go down to Canton, Ohio. We're from Akron. And we go down to Canton, and we see this garage sale sign. And it says such and such. So we go down this road, and the addresses are weird, and we're going, and we can't find it. We're getting screwed up. We don't see it. We can't find it. And we said, man, forget it. So we go around to Canton. We're going to other garage sales. So we come in the back way, and then we make a left, and we found a house that we should have been. In other words, we came back. Anyway, so we come to this garage sale, and there's no bed. It's just a big lot of nice stuff, nice. beautiful. It's a mansion. Maybe I think that's why it was like back. It was like in a thing, like allotment, and I mean this was a mansion. And so we're going and we're looking at the stuff, and we bought some things. We're going, oh my, nice stuff. And I said, oh, by the way, do you have a king size bed for sale? Thinking, no way in heck. Guess what? Yeah, we do. How much? 200. Okay. And I told Kathy, I'll know if it's any good. And I went up and laid on that bed. I tried it. I went, oh my, oh. That's okay. That's my clock radio, Three Stooges. I said, oh my God. So anyway, we got to bed. We went back. So for $200, we found a king size bed. So I don't know what it is now. And folks, believe me, and it's probably just this could be coincidence. Great, whatever you want to think. What I'm maybe trying to do is people that are borderline, right now, I believe in Jesus. I've accepted Jesus, and He didn't give me any choice. When you throw off that much love and energy and His hands out, and like I say, but the black and white. There's only been one picture, and I don't have a copy of it right now. But on Facebook, if you ever see that Jesus, that guy carved out of the tree, it's just, oh my God, breathtaking. And that's the only thing I've seen that comes close, and that's in color, of course. But man, I even, I just thought, man, what? So anyhow, people, it's been almost a half an hour. So I'm trying to think now. I'm going to put this under Jesus Came to Me on YouTube. Jesus Came to Me. I like that. So I'm going to put on Jesus Came to Me too when I find out what kind of dog that is, and so you can kind of watch for that. But people, like I was getting older, skeptical, cocky, and you know what? It changed my whole demeanor. And right now I know there's more stories. There's just stuff that happens to us constantly. Oh, when I go to crowded places, Sam's Club, Costco's, normally and there's times I'll have to park 6 cars down. But I would say, and this, Jesus is probably not doing this, but in my mind, the number one spot, I'll bet I get it, okay, let's be honest, 90% of the time? 90? I mean, that's pretty incredible. And like I say, there's been times where I had to walk six, and sometimes it may not be, but usually it's right. And Jesus probably has nothing to do with that. But and who knows about the other stuff? I don't know. I'm no expert. But even now, what's funny is we're coming up on 30 minutes, and that's when I'm going to stop. It's at 28:52 right now. I want to thank you for listening to me. I just want to say I do. Well, I believed in God originally because that's why I was mad at Him. That's why I hated God, and I think the fact that I told God that, God, I hate you, I think there was so much love there that He thought He's got the guts to say that to me, which, whoa, man, I was stupid. I was stupid to doubt God, to hate God, to turn on God. God, I beg, thank you so much for giving me a chance. Jesus, I love you. I love you, God, and I mean it, and He knows that. And like I say, if you got a lot of money, I can't wait to take the polygraph, because and now people that talk about God and Jesus, I thought, yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Now I listen. What happened? Tell them. I want to know what happened. 30 minutes, 6 seconds. God bless y'all, and and I love you. And some people, I say I hate them. Some people I love them. There's still some great people out there. And even with all the bad times, Biden and Pruden, we're living at a wonderful time. Modern medicine has saved my life 4 times. Gallbladder, appendix, kidneys, and 6-way bypass heart attack. And you know what? God let me lose 100 pounds and 115. So, hey, everybody, you have a wonderful life. I hope this maybe influenced you because I want everyone to go to heaven. Bye-bye.